We know that the buying and selling of real estate is definitely one of the most stressful things that people encounter through their life, right up there with marriage, divorce, the whole deal. So I get a lot of sellers when I work with them. One of the common questions that comes up is, what is the expectation for showings? What do I have to do? Do I have to go away for the weekend? Do I need to be out of the house? Can I be home? I think you have to allow common sense to prevail. If you were looking at a property, you would obviously want it vacant. Think about any store you go into to buy clothes or maybe a car. You don't necessarily want that salesperson following you around. You want to be able to look and be free and talk. If you're with somebody, maybe talk amongst yourselves so you don't actually get that person jumping into your conversation. And anytime I've ever showed a property and the seller is there, that's invariably what always happens. The seller wants to try and sell their home. And there's an old saying out there, everybody wants to buy, but no one wants to be sold, right? And so when you have an owner and they follow you around and they tell you about every single little thing that they've done to the house, honestly, it just turns people off. And if you're sitting there watching TV while we're touring the house, people can't talk amongst themselves. By the time they get outside, maybe they forget about what they were going to talk about. It's an absolute faux pas. So I always tell people, if you can, get out of the house. And if you can't, then you got to stay the F out of the way. And literally, you're just there to open the door, make sure the lights are on, and you just step out of the people's way. Or a lot of people, if they can't leave, let's say they got little kids or a dog or an elderly family member, they'll just go out to the garage or they'll sit in their car in the driveway. But I can't express the key importance of actually having the house vacant, or not vacant, but empty of people. And the other thing too is video cameras inside the house can also deter people. That's one of the first things I look for when I'm touring homes with buyers. Is I'm walking in, I'm looking at cameras, and if there's cameras, I'm always like, careful what you say. I've definitely had clients call me when I've had their houses listed for sale and they're like, can you believe this agent shit talked my garden or whatever, right? People get really offended. And I got to tell you, every time that's ever happened to me, when it comes down to offers, and if we're in multiple offers, guess which one usually doesn't win because you've pissed off the homeowner. So it doesn't give you a lot of credit. So I guess I'm going into two things here. Don't shit talk houses if there's a camera around, even outside. And if you can, be out of the house.